It's June 12, 2025. Our subject of prayer is taken from Psalm chapter 95. Present sadness and hope of salvation. This psalm takes up strong words from the history of the salvation of humanity. It is words without freedom. Forgiveness, joy, life, love, justice, peace and happiness. The psalmist begins with thanksgiving to the merciful God for having forgiven once he reports the return of captives as already taking place. Despite this return, God still lets his anger weigh on Israel. The people returned to this land by the favor of their God still have difficulties to overcome, which it is a question of remaking everyday life and reviving one's faith. It is also about rebuilding the temple, the meeting place par excellence with there was God. And make your breasts that a prayer rises to request the restoration of all things and allow the people to live in justice and peace. For God is loving and faithful in his promises. What God has yet given will far exceed his past goodness. In summary, this psalm can be structured into the following 3 points. The first point is verse 2 to 4, which mentions God's mercy at other times. Verse 5 to 8, it is a prayer for recovery. May God appease his anger and grant salvation. Verses 9 to 14 expresses to us an optimism of salvation. God is love and faithful, we promise each other. Verse 11 and 12 are worth understanding. 4 key words are contained in this verse. These key words are goodness, fidelity, loyalty, peace. Goodness and faithfulness meet, loyalty and peace embrace. In other words, when the goodness of God meets in man and fidelity to the principle of the wind. The justice of God is expressed by the peace which fills man with serenity and joy, so there is no longer punishment and condemnation but a permanent harmonious understanding between God and man. It was intent and call perfect vertical communion. This communion will ensure. May God give happiness to his creature and may it in turn produce its fruit. Make verticality translates into the fidelity which will sprout from the earth. That is to say, the fidelity which will sprout from man, and justice and which will come down from heaven, that is to say, the justice which will descend from God. So once we have tried to understand the message, what is our thought for the day for this psalm? Salvation in Christ was a marriage between heaven, the dwelling place of God, and earth, the temporary dwelling place of man. This marriage is a common work between God and men, therefore Christelle received the responsibility of celebrating. So getting married is a common work between God and men. So Christ received the charge of celebrating. So let's continue to meditate on this psalm, which is a psalm. Who has wealth a night for our faith, so the sound God we transform the sound of God. Lead us into this path of glass pastures. So, but beloved, you can pray all alone this psalm after understanding the message. Pray with the words of the Bible that is in your possession. God will fulfill you in every way. Like and subscribe, so that we all walk together.